Oh my goodness. It says I'm live. I don't know if you can hear me, but oh my goodness. Hello, everyone. This is Elena of the Holy Witch, formerly the Witch's Box, back to do a live after. It feels like it's been years and years and years since I've done one of these, but it hasn't. It hasn't been that long. It just feels like it's been that long, and I've missed doing this. And you know how your girl rolls? I was on a roll doing these for a while, and now I'm like, what? Everything feels foreign, like YouTube, my computer, the camera, the blah, blah, blah. Even though, yes, of course, I've been recording things for classes for School of Holy Witchery, for the Coven of Lilith, for Moon Ritual Coven. Like, I'm always recording, but never with like the added companion of YouTube streaming in the background, or in the forefront actually. So anyway, hello. I need to know if you can hear me, if you can see me, if you're here. It says that there are about 10 of you here so far. Hello. It's been so long. We sent out emails, I think yesterday and today, to remind people that this was happening. And it's just a reminder to tell you, look at your emails and also go into your spam folder to see, like, am I missing anything? Is anything coming from the Holy Witch that is going into spam? Because there's been a big barrage of like emails that we've been sending out that just go straight to spam for some reason. So check and remember to whitelist our email address. Somewhere on your email platform, there is a way to whitelist addresses so they don't go to spam. Hello, Lindsay and Bear Paw Shilohs and Michelle and Shauna. Hello. Avira, wow, I have my glasses on and it's still blurry. Good, everyone can see me. Yay, so good to, I know, it's good to be here. It's been a long time. So what normally used to happen and is happening today on Tuesdays is that I would come on, I would do an oracle reading for the week, and then we just hang out and talk about witchy things, Q&A, whatever is going on. I know, I've missed these too. And hello, Melanie, Diamonds. Okay, but this is different than no, gotcha. Hello, you're screaming hi, belly dance. Wait, is it belly diva? Oh my god, you guys. My glasses? What is happening? I think I need another. I don't want to say it out loud. I might need another, like a grade. I'm at 2.0 with my readers. Your girl. So I think I need like a stronger prescription or a stronger grade because it's hard to even read this. So Belly Diva, who I know is Juanita. And I don't know why I love saying that name. Carol, hello. It's good to see and hear. Yes, I know. I'd love to be here. I can't hear you all, which is what I love a lot about our lives when we do lives for the various different covens, because I get to like interact with you. This is a little different, but this works. Hello, Miss Abby, Brooke, Claudia. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. We're all here. So again, what was I saying? Tuesdays, I read an oracle card and we'll do that for the week. And then we just hang out and talk witchy things. There are things going on. As an example of things that are going on, today is August 8th, which is the big day for the Lionsgate. It's an astrological event. We'll talk a little bit about that, what potentially you could do for today, and then we'll just kind of just hang out. Good that, hi Thomas, I'm glad that you can hear me. Wonderful. Great. I think that I got all the people. All right. Oh, Avira said, I recently joined the Moon Ritual Coven and I'm loving the lessons and the live rituals replays. Beautiful. Good. I'm glad. We have, what do we have? We have a live. It won't be a ritual for this month. It'll be more of a lesson in how to approach and prepare for cord cutting rituals. So we'll be doing that live. I'd have to look at my calendar, but it's a Monday, which is rare. Usually I do these on Saturday, but because of where the moon falls, it made sense to do it on a Monday. And that's for the Moon Ritual Coven. But that replay will be available also. I'm looking at my calendar because I hate not knowing the dates off the top of my head. On the 14th, so next Monday. We'll be doing that live for the Moon Ritual Coven. Hello, Miss Denise. Hello. Okay, let's just jump in and do the things, and then we'll talk about announcements. We'll talk about things. So today I'm pulling from this deck. Love this deck. It there we go. A Compendium of Witches. It's an oracle. It's a really, really beautiful deck. Natasha, I don't know how to pronounce this last name. Illincic, maybe? Illincic? Sorry, I can't pronounce it, but there it is. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck. And this is the card that I pulled. Hey, Miss Emily, I didn't expect you to be here because it's so late. Woohoo! Welcome. Okay, this is the card, which the Shaman, which honestly, just full disclosure, I feel like of course, I pulled this card because I'm deep in doing a bunch of lessons on shamanism and shamanic journeys for 2 of our covens. And so when I pulled it, I'm like, this is just, the entire deck is resonating to where I'm at, basically. But I love that I pulled this card because this is a topic and an archetype that is near and dear to my heart. So let me get into that. And again, I need to say that when I approach shamanism, it really is from a shamanistic witchcraft perspective. It's very steeped in witchcraft, but it's also steeped in core shamanism, which is, at this point in contemporary time, a shamanistic approach that takes the commonalities between all shamanism into one. The things that are, like, if there were a Venn diagram of all the different, like, the shamanism that's coming from Eurasia and Siberia and Mongolia and Australia, like, there is a form of shamanism all over the world throughout the entirety of human history. So core shamanism tends to be that place where all of those types kind of do the Venn diagram overlap, yeah? And the shaman is the one who traverses the worlds, who crosses the veil, who crosses into the other world in order to do healing, in order to do divination, in order to seek counsel and wisdom and growth and transformation. It very much is about a particular language that we can access in those places that we don't necessarily have access to here incarnate in the rituals that we do in the physical form. That doesn't negate the transformational work that we do when we're awake, or the transformational work that we do when we are in meditation, or even in trance, or in dream states, which have a lot of overlap with shamanistic worlds, yeah? But it's an accessible, not even an alternative, it's an accessible other. It's another place for us to do the work that we do here as witches. And so for this to come up, and I feel this, we've been feeling this a lot, that there is a place and time going on right now where it's time to go deeper into the mystical. It's time to go deeper into what we have as inherent skills as witches to traverse that journey across the veil, to do work in a place where the language is vast, the language is very different. The way that we can mold and weave and manifest realities there is much more pliable and also much more powerful in a lot of ways. Not all ways, but in a lot of different ways that are different necessarily than in this space, yeah? And so for me, the card coming up is really a call that you have access to these skills. You have access to this realm in a way that is empowering and healing and very much a part of your witchcraft. So that's what I get from this card. I think the time is now. I think that also because we're talking about, or I'll be talking about in a minute, go into focus, the fact that we're at the Lion's Gate. It's an astrological event of deep manifestation and power. It can definitely be something that you seek to activate within yourself, to experience for yourself, and to expand your witchcraft path into, like that. So if you have questions about that, go ahead and post them in the chat box. I'm going to change my legs because one of my feet are falling asleep. It's a really beautiful illustrated deck. I really love it. Hello, G. Hello. Are you G of Southern California? What G are you? I may not know you, but I don't know. I know a G from another lifetime, another place, and it'd be kind of cool if it was actually Gigi. Anyway. But if it's not, it's cool that you're you. While things are coming up in the chat box, the Lion's Gate, I am not an astrologer. I am like an armchair astrologer, right? So I can't give you all the details and information about what this means astrologically, other than to say this: we're at a time, because we're in Leo season, our sun is in Leo, which is a very bright, manifesting, gregarious, life-filled sign. Also very foot forward, very fiery, very fast, potent in that way. in the sun of Leo, or in the Leo sun, we've got the sun coming into alignment with Sirius, which I can never pronounce correctly because I confuse with radio and the character and all the things. And Sirius is like, I don't have the right numbers, but like hundreds of times more potent than the sun. It's like an amplifier for our sun. It is considered a time of deep and transformative and really powerful manifestation. So if you're going to do your manifestation magic, today's an amazing time to do it because you're supported in this particular way, in this particular flavor, by the sun, and the relationship the sun is having, the dance that the sun is having with Sirius. Now, in all of that comes in Orion's belt, and I don't have all the details as to what that means. However, it is all over the interwebs. So if you do like even a preliminary cursory Google search on what is Lionsgate, what's happening astrologically, and what does it mean for my magic, you're going to get link after link after link after link after link. All of that to say, do something magical today. If there's that one thing, please, one thing, just one thing that you want to really add some manifestation power behind, do that today. It'll be a good time to do that. Oh, Carol G from Delaware. Okay, hi Carol G from Delaware. I love it. Belly Diva says, do you recommend ceremonial cacao when tapping into our inner shaman? Is there a brand? If yes, is there? You know what's interesting? You can't see this, but I have a random large heart on my screen that covers part of that part of the chat box for me on my end. It's new. It's definitely on YouTube. But anyway, okay. If yes, is there a brand you recommend? I don't have a brand to recommend because I have yet to trip into the cacao ceremony world. I've never done a cacao ceremony ever. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous and hard to believe. I've just never been called. It's odd. And I've also never been in an environment where it would just come up, and I haven't sought it out. So that doesn't mean anything one way or another other than it just hasn't come into my sphere. So maybe someone in the chat might have information about that. For me, oh, this light. Why? It's so soon for you to be doing this. What time is it? It usually takes an hour for this to start flashing. Hold on a second. For me, the things that augment my capacity for shamanic journey and shamanic work tend to be botanicals like mugwort, damiana, or copal. I use a lot of copal. And because now the blends of rose and cedar are pretty, they're kind of a pretty intimate relationship for me at this point. Those are the things that I tend to use. It would be different for other people. That said, it would be beautiful to explore cacao ceremony. I don't know of any teachers really that are doing that. So again, if anyone in the chat box or anyone watching has any information about that, please share that. Hey O says, I'm currently in a spiritual rut. It started with my yoga teacher no longer providing classes, and my schedule doesn't align with anything near me. What advice do you have? Back to the beginning, back to the simple, back to what got you there to begin with. You can meditate on your own every day at home. You can dedicate yourself to a particular topic that aligns with your spirituality and just dive into some books. Certainly we teach classes, but there are also like all sorts of people out there that do things online that can be supportive to your path. It's such an amazing time that we live in now, because honestly, you can really dive into any, just about any topic that will help support the movement of your spiritual path through online means. And it's not ideal always, because sometimes it's really, really great to be in a group of people live. But if you're right now in this place where you're trying to bridge one phase of your spiritual path with another, it can certainly be really helpful and supportive to like find something to really immerse yourself in terms of learning. Because when you're learning, you're more open, and when you're more open, you're going to have different and new experiences, and that helps fuel the movement forward. Yeah. Um, Emily says, we have the amazing astrologer Kira Stellar on the Moon Ritual Coven team, who is a great person to go to for a reading if you'd like one. Yes, that too. She offers great readings. Thomas says something about Ookie Spooky Light. I don't know what that means, but Ookie Spooky Light to you. You're welcome. And then Emily goes on to say, I've only been to a few cacao ceremonies and they were all locally crafted in Devon, England. But from Mexico, I think at home I do tend to just make my own cacao and organic cacao powder with oat milk. Beautiful. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I live in Southern California. It's like you can kick a rock and hit someone that's doing a cacao ceremony, honestly. But it's just not where I'm at. But maybe this is a hint that I need to look into it. We'll see. You're welcome, KO, for sure. The other thing, and this question came in the other day through email. The other thing is, this question came in, which was, we've got the School of Holy Witchery now. And it was a great question that I think I need to put on the actual web page when we have the FAQ section down below. What makes School of Holy Witchery different than all the others? Because there are quite a lot of schools out there online for different spiritual paths. You can do Buddhism, you can do all sorts of different classes on witchcraft that are centered in different traditions or not. Some are short term on like a very specific subject matter, like a type of spell casting or a type of deity, or there's all sorts of things out there. One of the things that I really felt called to weave into what the School of Holy Witchery needed to be was an ongoing guide and pathway for like your work ongoingly. There is a point where we're going to reach like an end in terms of like, that's all I've got to teach you folks and you're on your own. But that doesn't happen for a long time because there's just so much to explore together. And it's both a container for teaching skill sets, but also a container to keep the path moving for you so that you don't have to do a whole lot of weaving together from here and there. It's woven in for you. So all you need to do is show up and do the learning and do the practicing and do the experiencing. So there are options like that. And there are options like, it's a one and done where you've got a month or 6 months or 5 courses or 5 topics that you like dive into and help fuel what is already your own knowledge and skill set, but just adds to it. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna drink. Emily says, meetup.com has some good groups for some locations. UK is pretty new still, but has a lot of groups. Search for yoga or meditation or whatever you want to find. Yeah. USA. Got it. I was like, hit the like. Oh yes, hit the like button and the subscribe button and all the YouTube things, please. And the bell, like there's a bell, there's a thumbs up, and there's a subscribe button. As if we don't all have already too many things to do. Shauna says, I've led a cacao ceremony and there are so many options. I like wonderful. Origins and Keith's personally, ceremonial grade, and the sourcing is important to me. Also different. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Beautiful. So it's Origins and Keith's. Beautiful. Yeah. Like that. What questions are coming in? I'm trying to think of what the announcements are. So this month, first of all, I'm pretty sure that I am going to be able to do these lives each Tuesday this month. So next week I'll be here on Tuesday. And next Monday is the next live for the Moon Ritual Coven. So if you are not part of the Moon Ritual Coven and you're interested in working with the moon, learning about the moon, doing rituals with the moon, join us. That's there. And then the I don't know my numbers. The following Saturday, which is this upcoming Saturday on the 12th, is the live gathering for the School of Holy Witchery. Again, that's for those who are part of that. If you're not part of that and you want to join so that you can have access to that and join for our live. I will be going over, I was supposed to do this last month, but I just wasn't feeling up for it. I will be going over a protection spell bundle and how to do it. So we'll be talking, it's like another layer to the protection work that we've been doing so far in School of Holy Witchery. If you join now, you start at the beginning. So everyone starts at the beginning and everyone has the same sequence. So even though you join and you're like at module 1, and others are on module, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, or wherever we happen to be now, you all come together and join for the live to learn those things together at the same time. So there is some overlap where everyone comes together to learn something. We'll be talking about protection. And then the following Saturday, and this is only for those of you who are part of the Coven of Lilith, we've got our live there. And I think that that's it for the month of August. Can you believe that we're in August now? I don't even understand. I don't even understand how it is literally August. Okay. Claudia says, I just had a baby. Oh my God, congratulations. I just had a baby 6 weeks ago. So trying to find time here and there to just take a moment with my witchcraft has been difficult, but the School of Holy Witchery has been great to go when I actually do beautiful. And congratulations. What an amazing moment in your life. And everything is up for you, right? Like what your rhythm is going to be is going to change, what your needs are. So just go easy on yourself. This is a massive life change and so joyous. So congratulations. I have a few minutes away. Oh gosh, I can't imagine. The 12th. Okay, so thank you. Emily has the links to all the things in the box. Lindsay says, will the links to join the lives be posted? Yes. So the links to join the live will always be posted in the forum. They will also always be emailed to you with the link. And let me just check in with myself. I'm pretty sure this actually might not be true for the Moon Ritual Coven. Oh God. Okay, so I know for a fact that in School of Holy Witchery, in the actual modules, there is a section that gives you the links and the times and the dates for everything. So that's always there, and then it's posted in the forum, and then you get an email. In Coven of Lilith, the same. There's a page with the link that's constant, and then there's an email. And then in Moon Ritual Coven, why am I feeling like I'm drawing a blank? It's always listed in the forum, but I don't know that you guys have a page with a constant link. Maybe I'll go in there, and if that's not there, I will fix that. It must not be there because for some reason I'm drawing a blank even though I'm not clear. And also just know that if you miss any of those lives, if you're part of any of those covens and you miss any of the lives that go on, the replay is always added to the module section of the website so that you have access to it as long as you're active with that coven membership. Oh my God, is that Ralph? Hey, I haven't seen this name in so long. It's so good to see these familiar names. Avira says, will you be doing any Lilith mini workshops before next spring? Probably not. Probably not. I won't do another one probably until next March, so right as spring is starting, because we will open up the next cohort for Coven of Lilith next year in June, July. So I'll do the mini course before that so that people who are still kind of questioning, like, I don't know if this is for me, you can participate in that and then make a decision as to whether or not you want to go on and do the actual coven, or you can just take it as a way to take it for yourself. So not until next year. I know. I feel like, should we be outing people? I need some direction. Because I do this with Juanita too, where it's like, I know your name, so I want to call you by your name. And part of the reason why I do that is because it's a way for me to remember, because I have a hard time remembering all of your handles. But maybe we need to ask people, should I be outing your actual name? Because you probably don't want that. Sorry. I will be better. I will try to be better. I will try. What else do I want to say? That's it for the that's it for that announcement. The other announcement just to keep people in the loop, this year there are no retreats going on. Just I needed the year off, partly because launching the School of Holy Witchery and the Coven of like that's a lot. Also, it was a year that I really needed to tend to my health and rest, and so it just there was no way to do retreats. There was no way. But 2024 will have retreats. I've already got like 3, not officially on the books, but I have an idea of when they're going to be, and I'll be listing what those are probably by the end of this month with tentative dates and some information. So just be on the lookout for that. Registration for those retreats probably won't open until September, and it'll be a deposit, and then as you get closer to the actual date, you can pay the rest. But right now it looks like we will have at least 3 retreats for anyone who wants to participate, and 1 retreat strictly for those who are part of the moon, who are part of the Coven of Lilith. So 3 for everyone or anyone who wants to come, and 1 for just that group. I know, look at my earrings. Do you see? I'm all snaked out today, and I got one on my finger. It's a whole thing. Yeah, I got a chance to hang out with what I'm now calling lovingly the Cali Witch crew up here this last weekend, and there was a lot of talk about tattoos, right? Like the rose and the serpent and the sigil and we're just all symboled out up here lately, so it was fun. Any other questions, or tell me what's going on in your magical life, what are you working on for the Lionsgate, if at all? I'm sipping, sorry. I'm so super thirsty. Yes, I'm out of the witch closet. Wonderful. Yeah. Well, and also I'm not saying your last name, right? So as long as no last names are used, we don't totally out people. Melanie says, what are your thoughts about practicing any tradition outside of your culture, like a Celtic witch using Egyptian magic? I was in a discussion where there was strong opposition to it. I'm of the mind that if you're called, you're called. And that it's not so much that a closed tradition means closed to everyone except for those of that culture, as much as it is that a closed tradition needs to be approached with respect, right? With regard and consideration. I think that if you are called to a particular tradition, if you're called by a particular deity that is not part of your culture, then you need to honor that. I think that the appropriation comes in when you then take it upon yourself to teach something that you don't have full understanding of the context of. And in this day and age, it's important to say that you don't, just because you are part of something doesn't mean that you have to sell it, make it your business, or teach it, right? And I think that that's where we get into trouble, where suddenly, as an example, if I'm suddenly being called by an Egyptian deity and now I'm doing Egyptian magic and I'm really deeply steeped in that learning, I now turn around and become like, I'm the Egyptian priestess and I'm gonna like teach you all these things. It's not necessarily my place. And this is where the danger of appropriation can come in. I myself am part of a tradition that is not part of my culture at all. And I have very specifically, I'm not called, so that's part of it, but I'm not specifically and have not specifically sought permission to teach it. It's not something I teach because I'm not empowered to teach it. It's not of my culture, and my witchcraft is broader than just that one tradition, so that I can come and teach things that are definitely impacted by and influenced by the learning of that lineage, but is not of the lineage. I'm not a representative of that lineage in that way. I also would say to you that if you are called by a deity or a practice of a different culture that is not your own, seek to learn from someone who is of that culture. That is another form of respect, but it's also another form of really acknowledging that there is a whole world, there's a whole context there that you're never going to be able to touch fully, number one. But number two, you won't be able to get close to unless you're working with someone who is steeped in that understanding. Other than that, play it by ear. There are a lot of really strong opinions about this. Obviously, there's a lot of charge around this. We live in a world of people who are a mixture of all sorts of things, and the divine doesn't quite operate by our rules, even though we want them to. And so there are times where you're going to be tapped and called to something that you weren't born into. And then who do you honor? The masses on social media or what's truly happening for you? It's important to come to the table with respect and consideration and reverence. So anyway, that's my opinion on that. The other thing, I'm going to say one more thing. If this is something that's calling you, and obviously you've already been discussing this with people who have strong opposition to it, treat it the way you would any sacred piece of information, any sacred part of you. Choose who you talk to about it and who you don't. It's not necessarily for the mass consumption. If it's about your spiritual path, if it's something that intimate to you, it doesn't need to be told or shared with everybody. It can be something that you yourself are in pursuit of, that you yourself are practicing, and that's it. It doesn't need the stamp of approval for anybody or from anybody. It's your own, in the sense that it's your own path. Again, always with respect and with consideration. Okay, like that. But that's a good question. And it comes up a lot. And I'll say it again. You don't have to teach it and you don't have to sell it. Yes, I say that as a person who has made a business out of teaching spirituality. So there can be a perceived hypocrisy there, but it doesn't all have to be commodified. It doesn't all have to be sold. And so I think that that's where a lot of the issue around appropriation comes from, that we somehow take something and now we make it our own and now we're selling it and making a profit out of it. And it's a whole thing. Okay, boom. I'm not going to say anymore. That was the answer. Any other really good questions? Oh, that was really good. This looks gross, but it's not. It's really good. Claudia says, does anyone know any good books or information outside of internet sources that are on or about the Lionsgate? I don't. So if anyone here knows, please post it. I don't normally do anything for the Lionsgate, full disclosure. Not for any reason other than I've always got other things going on. I've got moons, I've got this, I've got that. But Laura of Your Sacred Life was one of the people who came to hang out this weekend and brought us this beautiful little gift bundle to celebrate Lionsgate. So it kind of got me all inspired to do something for it. So like that, I haven't gone deep into it, but I'm sure that there's someone here who knows something. I would also just go to Amazon. I know it sounds crazy. You don't have to buy it from Amazon, but Amazon's a great like search tool for books. And then if you don't want to buy from Amazon, then you can maybe like try to buy the book somewhere else. Endless Awareness says, yes, after a year of immersion with others, I have now turned inward and begin studying on my own. There are pros and cons to working with a group versus on your own. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you'll find that, and this is true of all of us for everything goes in phases. You know what I mean? Where you're out, where you're not, where you're learning one thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to be on this path forever, but then you pivot in a different direction because somehow, without fully understanding the reasons why, this is going to like weave well into this other thing and create a bigger picture for you. So it's one of the beauties, I think, of being part of a spiritual path that is so intuitively sourced, that we're not following everybody else's outline, right? We're guided from something intuitive and internal to us. And that might take us to all sorts of different ways of expressing it, but also different ways of learning it and practicing and embodying it. Clary, hello, says hello. I was wondering if you can give an explanation of the Lionsgate, if you don't mind. I'll give a very brief one because I don't know all the details. So at this has actually been building for several weeks, since I think the end of July, but today I think is when the points kind of align. We are in a Leo sun, and the fact that it's a Leo sun, very fiery, very dynamic, very manifesting. In the Leo sun, we have our sun coming into alignment, or the Sirius star is coming into alignment with our sun. And Sirius is its own sun. And it's like a gajillion times bigger and brighter and more fiery than our personal sun. So it's an energetic of that amplifying and energizing our sun and in Leo and giving us this like extra added energy. there are more astrological things at play there that I am not equipped to tell you about. So if you do a quickie search on Google, you're going to come up with hundreds of links that explain this to you. The other thing that you can do on Instagram, if you go to Chani Nicholas, is it Nicholas or Nichols account? Chani is Chani. She has a quick like reel that explains it. I don't know if Kiara has a reel to quickly explain it as well, but you can go on Kiara Stellar's Instagram as well. And I think that she's got a couple of slides on it. So you get an understanding. Either way, this is a really great astrological day for manifestation work. Well, try to make it short and sweet. Thomas says, I have begun teaching classes on divination recently. There are a few systems like I can never say this word, cartomancy that I've been doing for 12 years, and I have hit the point that I want to share. Beautiful. These classes are being able to explain my process has helped re-solidify the process I use in my head. Beautiful. If you can teach, then you know better than most. Well, yeah, and it's a beautiful tool to do this, exactly what you said. It kind of solidifies it for you, right? Because it's one thing to hear it, to learn it, and to do it, but then to have to regurgitate it out to someone else creates a whole new layer, a deeper layer of understanding, which I love. And he says, my daughter decided just now she needs to cast a spell right now. Well, I mean, she knows. She knows what she needs to do. I love it. You're welcome, Clary. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Teaching is such a gift. It's a beautiful gift. Yeah, and it's a huge responsibility, but I really am deeply grateful that this is how I get to spend my days. Like that. What time is it? We're doing good. It's been so long. I'm so excited. And now that, it's running, it's not so hard. What else is happening? August. We're going into fall, which of course many of us can't wait because we're fall creatures. Yeah. I don't want to get too far ahead. I just want to be in the moment. But that's all that's really going on this month. In terms of retreat, there may be one in January, and then one in March or April, and then one in July, and one in September. So that's what that schedule looks like potentially for next year. The one in July will be for the Coven of Lilith only, which is kind of an unfortunate month because we're going to be in the desert. We need to be in the desert, but if you know anything about Southern California deserts in July, it's going to be a lot of fire. What else is happening? No, I think that's it. It has been wow. It has been 4 months. I had to count with my fingers. It has been 4 months since the box closed. I mean, it feels like it's been a year and more, even though it's only been 4 months. So saying 4 months out loud seems like it's very short amount of time, even though it feels like a lifetime ago. But the entire path and the shift that we've taken has felt so incredibly affirming and beautiful. And I say all that just to bring up again how grateful I am that all of you have kind of followed along with the evolution of what we're doing and the deeper dive into witchcraft and witchery. And it's been a kind of a really big year. It's kind of odd. I'm just a little disconnected from how huge the year has been, but time is a weird thing. Thomas says, did you pre-order Mortella's new book, The Bones Fall in a Spiral? No. I have been... Oh, man, Thomas. The temptation. I have really tried to make an effort this year to just chill out on the book buying, which, as most of you know, is, a massive challenge for me. She says, as she sits in an office that I still can't fully get together because of the amount of books. So no, I haven't pre-ordered or bought anything, but I am going to just write myself a note for when I decide to start buying things again so that I don't forget that one. I have I have heard rumblings, but I didn't look because to look is to be tempted. Speaking of temptation, I was just turned on to I don't even want to tell you all because I don't know that I recommend this, but hold on. I was turned on to Temu, which I guess is like a retail Alibaba. And I have like 107 tabs open of things. Don't do it. I think it's international, so any one of you can go on this website. It's stuff sourced in China, super, super cheap, probably super unethical. I don't even know. Anyway, I haven't bought anything because, again, I'm trying to like be mindful of the budget. So yeah, but no, I haven't pre-ordered it, but I'll definitely look at it and I'll add it to my list when I'm ready. I'll probably start buying books again because I'm going to go pretty radio silent from October through February, and that's when I'll be doing a lot of my reading, and there are a couple of classes that I'm kind of eyeing that I want to take, and that'll be the time to do that. And so we'll see if I last that long. Endless Awareness says that book was dropped from Llewellyn, so it may be published somewhere else. I had it on pre-order and then canceled it a few months back, and they told me that canceled the contract. Oh, that's interesting. What is the story there? Mortalis is coming to my town in October to do a book signing and teaching a class on spirit boards, and I'm definitely going. Yeah, Sheba, I can't even talk about it. 107 tabs. Who am I right now? I haven't clicked buy. I'm not going to, but I can't talk about it. It's on Cross Crow Books. I love Cross Crow Books. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm all tempted to go back into the books and beautiful. All right, my loves, if there aren't any other witchy questions, we can call it a day. I will be back next Tuesday. Yeah, I'll be back next Tuesday for an oracle pull and a little witchy chat. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing some of you in the lives that we have coming up. We have a live on Saturday, we have a live next Monday before the Tuesday happens, so have a chance to hang out with you a little bit more. Definitely walk away from, I know, man, it's no, don't be kidding. It is a true story. 107 tabs. What is happening right now? And at first, you like click on the page and it's like, oh, this is all crap. Why would I even come here? And then you start to do a little search. I've got shoes. I've got all kinds of witchy things. I got a bunch of supplies for one of the retreats that I'm going to be leading that needs some yummy things for like Book of Shadow making. Like, but then the tabs kept coming. So anyway, I don't want to talk about them, but it's a whole thing. So let me see what I'm missing. You're right there with me. It's horrible. It's like a sick place. Branwyn, hello. Beautiful. Ouch, that's not near Ohio. Oh no. All right, my loves, take care of yourselves. Stay away from Temu or Timu. I don't know how to pronounce it. And even though I don't want to buy books, keep the book recommendations coming. And I will see you sometime in the next week. If not next Tuesday, then hopefully on Saturday or Monday. And if not, then next Tuesday for sure. Have a magical week. Try to find something simple and lovely to manifest for yourself and your magic today for the Lionsgate to see how it goes. Like that. And I will see you soon. Mwah.